Welcome to episode 18 of Rants and Reviews. Today we're talking all about our TBR pile and those books that have been sitting on the pile for years, even though we really want to read them. Stay tuned to find out our top 5. What are you currently reading?
I am currently reading The Devil's Thief by Lisa Maxwell. Last year I read the first in the series, which was The Last Magician. I think I talked about it when Erin and Rhea were on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really enjoying it so far. However, I have been reading it for about 3 weeks now, and I'm only up to page 250-ish out of like 700. So it's a little bit slow going, but it's only because I thought I would take a big book away overseas with me for 2 weeks because, I didn't want to run out of reading. But then, of course, we were so busy, I read about 20 pages. And so I hauled this book all the way over to America and back and barely read any of it. So it's taking a while, but now that I'm back and I'm not as busy traveling, then I'm powering through a little bit more. But it's good so far, and I'm definitely enjoying getting back into this magical world. Yeah, so it's really good. The other thing I'm reading is this tiny little wee book, which is Andy Warhol's Fame. So this is a Penguin Modern book, number 47, if anyone's interested. Didn't even know they had numbers, but there we go. This is for the May Bloggers Bookshelf book club theme, which was something from the Penguin Modern series.
Yep.
So this is just by the pop artist, Andy Warhol. And I'm about halfway through, and it's just kind of like little short snippets about just of his thoughts about love, beauty, and fame. So I've read the love section, I'm halfway through the beauty section, and then the fame one, which I think I might actually enjoy more. So it's alright, just kind of his thoughts on aspects of those 3 topics, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun, short and snappy. The first half took about 20 minutes to read, so yeah, I'm powering through. What about you?
I just last night finished Throne of Glass.
Nice. Did you like it?
I did, apart from a bit at the end that really annoyed me, so I kind of put it down to 4 stars, but it was really good.
Okay.
Just that one little thing bugged me. Which, had we recorded this a month ago, would have been top of my list for this episode, because it's been on my TBR for years. But
yes.
I finally got around to it, and it's good. And I picked up The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary, which is having a big thing around the internet because it came out this month, I think. But I'm about a little bit into it, but it's good. I'm enjoying it. It sounds interesting.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Yep. And I'm also reading Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney, which the internet is going crazy about.
Yes. Is she the one who wrote Normal People?
Yeah. Yep, so Conversations with Friends was the first novel and Normal People is the second.
Okay. Are they related, or are they just 2 separate novels?
I think they're separate, but I'm not 100%.
Okay.
I will find out, because I'm probably going to read that one afterwards. But
yeah,
it's okay. Everybody's raving about how great it is, but it's just okay to me. And I think it's more because I'm struggling with the fact that there's no actual dialogue in it.
What?
It's kind of just a retelling from her memory saying okay, this person said this and then I said this and I said there's no actual physical dialogue with speech marks and stuff.
Quotation.
So
yeah.
So
that's so weird.
But it's not bad, it's just different.
I think I would hate that because I love dialogue way more than long prose paragraphs,
Yeah.
Is the story okay so far?
The story's fine.
Okay, yeah.
It's fine. It's just it's a different way of reading and it's weird. And I think the people that I follow that are raving about it like this type of stuff, so I'm probably not the best person to review it.
Yeah.
I tend to just breeze through dialogue very quickly.
Yes.
When there's no dialogue,
exactly.
It's what am I doing?
Yeah, that's so interesting. Okay, yeah.
It's alright. I think I'm about 40% through.
Okay. Are you reading this on your Kindle?
Yeah, so it's not my, priority book. Yeah, It's alright. We'll see how it goes.
Cool. I just remembered that I'm also currently reading, although it's not a book, but we have talked about it before, Lore Olympus.
Well, yes.
Which is, for listeners who don't know, the like a web comic by somebody whose name is
Use Band-Aid. What's her name? Rachel.
Yes.
Rachel someone.
Rachel someone. Yeah. And it is about Hades and Persephone from the Greek myths, and but it's kind of modernized. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm so glad that you suggested it because it's really fun.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I think I'm maybe halfway through the episodes that are out, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, really cool. And I really like the style of her art as well. It's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I forgot. So that's not technically a book, but I am currently reading that.
Books on our TBR.
Woohoo! So many.
So many, and I actually realised when I was writing my list that because I've been doing this challenge of not buying books and reading books off my shelf, I don't actually have that much on my TBR anymore.
That is so good.
I have heaps still, but like compared to last year when I was just buying all these random books and stuff, it's not that much. And I literally I have maybe 10 in a list in like physical form that I want have to read, and that's it.
Yeah, that is really good. I have about 10 just next to like my bed, and that's it.
And I think some of those that includes some of my rereads I want to do this year. So yeah, I have not included rereads on my TBR because I've read them before.
Yes, that's
even though technically
fair.
They are to be read, but yeah,
To be reread.
To be reread, yes. TBRR.
Yes. I feel like I have so many books on my TBR list, but also ones that I have had physical copies of for years, and they've always been like, yeah, I'll get to them, and then new books come out, and you get excited about new books, or you get gifted books, and you read those, and they just keep getting further down the line. So the ones I've chosen today are ones that I've been wanting to read for a couple of years.
Most of mine are like that, but some of them are like, I only really discovered them last year, but they're like the top of my TBR, and it's been a while, and I want to read them. Or, to be honest, most of my TBR are sequels or like parts of series that I haven't got to. Yeah, same.
Yeah. Although I tried to pick ones that weren't.
So my first one is one of those parts of a series, and it is the last installment of the Heroes of Olympus series, The Blood of Olympus by Rick Riordan. I don't know why I haven't read this, because I read the first four like straight after each other, constant reading, and then I just got to the fifth one. I was like, it's 500 pages. I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
And then I started reading other ones, and it's just sitting there lonely on my Kindle, just waiting for me, and with those like gigantic amount of dots saying how long it is, and it's just I can't, and I really want to, and it also means that I can't continue on with the next series either, because like I have to read this one to move on, and but it'll be so good when I get to it.
Yeah, totally. But do you find that they take way less time to read because they're like kids' books?
No.
No? Okay.
No. I feel like I read kids' books and like adult books in the same like speed, apart from like if they're like seriously adult books.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So like, classics and stuff like that, they take me a while. But if it's just
they take a bit more concentration.
Just like an adult romance or something. I feel like I read them in the same speed, so...
Okay, so that doesn't help then. It's still daunting, even though it's a child book.
Still 500 pages, yeah.
Is that 500 Kindle pages, or is it 500, like, pages?
It's 516 hardback, 519 Kindle. So,
okay.
very similar.
Pretty much the same. Yeah. Okay. All right. first on my list has been on my TBR list since, I reckon, it would have been 2013 when I worked in a bookstore and for just the Christmas period over in England. And one of my colleagues like raved about the series, and I know that I should read it, and I've got all four of them just sitting there waiting, and it's been, what is it, like so many years now. But that is the Noughts and Crosses series by Mallory Blackman. Yeah, see? So many people I know have read it and loved it, and I really want to read it, but I haven't yet. Yeah, but I need to, and it's been years, and I have all of them, so I literally have no excuse except for time.
Yeah, we need more time.
Yeah, we do need more time. Yeah, but you've read the whole series, eh?
I'm pretty sure, but I feel like I haven't read the last one because we studied Noughts and Crosses in my year 10 class at school. So that's when that's so about the time ago. I did that. So that would have been 2009, 2010 kind of time. So a while ago.
Okay, yeah.
So I can't really remember.
Yeah. Just looking in the front, it was published in 2001. So this is like...
really old.
This is nearly 20 years old.
And you still haven't read it.
And I still haven't read it. But, in my own defense, I only had the copies about 2 or 3 years ago. But I know that's a long time. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, but I will read them one day. Maybe I'll just binge read them like all in a row one day. I think that's what I've got to do with a lot of series I haven't started that I really want to read. Just be like, okay, for this month, I'm not going to read anything else. I'm just going to start and finish this entire series.
Yeah, because now I want to continue the
It'll work for books
series.
that are like 3 or 4. Yeah, totally. It'll work for like books of 3 or 4, but not books of 7 or 8, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was going through all the series, adding them to my want to read list. And I was like, oh god, there's like 6 or 7 of them.
Oh no.
I can't do this. I can't buy them, and the library's gone, so I can't get them.
Yes, poor Wellington Library.
And so I'm putting that off until I either get a library or I don't know. Maybe I could buy that with my book voucher. The next one.
Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see how we go. Okay. My second one, I didn't get to writing down at that point, so I've chosen Bridge of Clay by Marcus Zusak. Zuzak? I don't know, the guy who wrote The Book Thief.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, and technically this only came out at the end of last year, so like October.
Yeah, I was like, that's quite recent.
Yeah, but its lead up was quite a lot. Like, it's quite long.
It was.
Since he announced it and everyone wanted to read it, and then it finally came out. So I'm counting it, because otherwise I'm just going to talk about a lot of series.
Yeah,
and
totally.
to be honest, I don't even know what it's about. I just know it's about... It's
Neither
by
do
him,
I.
And I love The Book Thief. It's like my favourite books, so anything written by him I feel like I'm going to love. So kind of want to buy that with my book voucher, but also...
Yeah,
I don't know what I want to buy.
Yeah, that's rough. I think he was in, or is currently in, for the Auckland Writers Festival in Auckland here at the moment. I saw him on the list, the lineup of authors coming here, and he was like one, because there aren't always very many that I would actually be excited to go and hear for these festivals. But Sarah J. Maas was one of them, but she came in April. And then Marcus Zuzak is here as well, I believe. I'm pretty sure. Talking about his Bridge of Clay. So
yeah. Speaking of, Neil Schusterman was here last week, but I couldn't go.
Yeah, and I couldn't go either because I was in America.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so annoying, eh?
It's so annoying.
Also, 4:00 author meets on a Monday.
I could get you have teen books, but other people read your teen
adults
books.
Like them too. I have a job.
And it's it was on the other side of Wellington, so it wasn't like I could just leave my job a little bit early and go there.
Yeah.
Because it would have taken me half an hour to get there, so I'd have had to leave super early, and
yes,
technically my job probably would have been fine with it, but
yeah,
so much effort.
yes, it's a long way to travel, especially at that time of day, like late afternoon after school's out as well.
It would have been horrible.
Not the ideal time. Yeah.
So I didn't go. If you did it in central Wellington, I would have gone, and I would have taken photos for you all. And
next time Neil comes, maybe he'll come at a more appropriate time.
Probably not. But,
Probably not.
We can hope.
Yeah. We can hope. Okay, so my next book came out not that long ago, actually. I'm just going to flip and open. Ooh! Did not know there was like a semi-map in the front of this. Okay, which means I have not opened it for a while. Okay, so this came out in 2017. And it is Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth.
Yes.
So she's the one who wrote Divergent, Insurgent, Allegiant, Detergent, whatever the fourth one, whatever they're called.
Detergent.
Yeah. And yeah, so I got really excited because I really love those books. So I got excited when this came out, but I have not read it yet. I think I'm slightly put off because it's about characters in like space and galaxies and stuff. And while I love that in film and TV, I'm not so good. I don't enjoy it as much in books.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I bought it because I was excited, and then I realized it was kind of like spacey, sci-fi kind of jam, and kind of put it on the back burner for a bit. But I still really want to read it because I've seen people enjoying it, and I think there's a second one now as well. I think so, but that hasn't been on the list for very long, like 2 years. But yeah, you haven't read it, have you?
No.
Like, it sounds really cool.
I've heard good
and
stuff
I'm
about
excited by the concept. Yeah, exactly. So I think I just need to be like, it's okay that it's in space. Like, you can deal with that. It's fine. You love space. And just read it.
Yep. Okay, my next one. I don't know how long it's been on my TBR, but it's been out for a very, 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 very long time because it's 1984 by George Orwell.
Yeah.
Yes. And...
oh my gosh, yes. That has been around forever.
So many good things, and it's so good, and I just haven't got around to it because it's, a classic, and I've never been in the right mindset for it.
And classics are hard, and you kind of need to like psych yourself up for it.
And I just haven't.
Read me, Sophie. Read
this is
me.
the year I'm going to do it, but I keep putting it off.
Is it on your vow to read list? It's not, eh?
It's not. Which, speaking of, I only got one left on my vow to read to go.
What? I can't even remember what's on my list. So there's that. I always forget about it until like October, and then I'm like, oh no, I have like 4 more books to read, and I haven't done any of them. Yeah.
No,
well
I have
done.
one left, and I have 4 left on my vow to reread though, so
Okay. Yeah.
So I might finish my vow to read, and then I'll make like a second vow to read that has 1984 on it.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I haven't read it either, but there's a lot of classics that I feel like I need to read, but I just haven't. Mostly because they're classics, and you have to be in the kind of right jam for them.
Like when I read Dorian Gray was it last year? It looks so tiny, and I thought, oh, this is fine.
Yeah.
It's like 200 pages. I'm gonna whip through it, but no, it took forever.
It took too long. Yeah.
Like, it was good, but I haven't even looked into it to see how fancy the words are or anything.
How fancy the words were.
You know what I mean?
Look at all these fancy words. This is going to take me ages.
Yeah, like, well, one of the last books I read didn't even write in, like, proper English. Stupid Australian, New Zealand slang.
Oh, yeah. That must be so rough to read.
I got used to it, but...
okay.
It was annoying, yeah. I will get round to 1984. I will.
She says with confidence.
Definitely will. Okay,
so my next book is... I've had it for a while, and it's been on my list for a while. And I've got 3 books in the series, but I feel like there might be another one. And that is the Half Bad series by Sally Green.
I've never heard of that.
Half Bad? Bad half. Half bad. yeah, half bad because the other ones are half wild, half lost. Those are the ones I have, but I think there might be another one now. Yeah, so it's a YA novel, but it was published in 2014. Okay, so not too long ago. Yeah, I just remember when it came out, people were kind of they really liked it. But my friend read it recently and she didn't enjoy it.
Okay.
So now I'm kind of like, well, do I start and just make up my own mind, or do I kind of go with what? I don't know.
Yeah.
So if you guys have read this, Half Bad by Sally Green, the book or the entire series, please just let us know what you thought about it. Without spoilers, please, just because I do read it. Because, it might happen one day. There's that. But this is one of those series. I may have posted a picture on Instagram, and I will check, and if I haven't done it already, I will do it. But one of my series that none of my books match. Like, none of them. All three of them. None of them match. One of them's this one I'm holding. So Half Bad is Penguin. Half Wild is Spark publisher. And Half Lost is in hardback. And it's Viking. Published by Viking. So I'm like, how did that happen? But I think it's just because I picked them up in sale bins over the years.
Yeah.
So that stresses me out. And so they can't sit together on my shelf. They just they go with the other colours of my books. Like, these ones look good here and these ones look good here, but they can't be together because they're so different.
I kind of wanted to rearrange my shelf today, and I don't know if I'm going to, get up to doing it.
I feel like you have to set aside a lot of time.
Yeah.
Because I think you start things like that and you're like, yeah, I'll just do a quick rearrange. It'll be fun. It'll be great. And then 4 hours later, there's still books all over your floor and you can't decide what to do.
Yeah. Because, even though I've got a new shelf and I've, moved things over, my shelves are still bending apart from the ones that are screwed in. So I kind of want to rearrange it so that all the bigger books are on the screwed in shelf in the middle. But then it's going to ruin my rainbow.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. Do I want shelves bending or do I want to keep my rainbow? I don't know.
Are the majority of your hard books are they all mixed in terms of spine colours, or are they?
Most of them are bluey green, which I have currently put together, but the rest of them are just every other colour of the rainbow.
Great.
So
there's no way you can kind of theme your heavier books in the middle and then kind of do something either side?
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. That's why I just have to pull everything down and start again.
Yeah, just start again. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to do it today. We'll see.
Okay.
Might put it off till next weekend.
Yeah, nice.
So my fourth book is The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel.
Yes.
Because I love the movie.
Yeah.
And I think I've watched the second movie, but I don't know if I have fully. I feel like I wanted to watch it and just didn't get around to it, like most movies I know of.
Yep. Yeah.
So I bought the book last year. And it's really annoying because Book Depository didn't send me the book cover that was on the selling listing.
Oh, what?
I know. Because it's they always list all the different book covers, so you think if you buy the
and
book
so you
cover
can pick them.
Buying, you get that one, but they didn't. So I replied and was emailed them and this doesn't look right. And he was like, oh yeah, you just get whatever. I'm like,
no.
Then why have different listings?
That's not the jam. No. Oh man, ever since they've been bought out, they're just not as good anymore.
No, so that annoys me. But yeah, I just haven't got around to it. It's still sitting there. And I have no idea how to pronounce her surname. Deborah Mogach? Mogach? M-O-G-G-A-C-H. Mogach. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mogach?
I don't know. She wrote the book.
Mogach?
Google it.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah.
But, ever since I watched the movie, I wanted to read the book, and I just haven't got around to it. And it's been a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's been out for a while now, eh? Because the movie has been out for a while.
Yeah, and the second movie's been out for a while, so.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen the second one yet.
No, I feel like I haven't. I feel like I've seen half of it. It was on the TV, and I saw half of it, and then I had to go out or something.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
Maybe I'll do that today. Maybe I'll watch that. Trying to figure out what to do with the rest of my day.
Yeah. Okay, so my fourth choice, book, thing, is the second in a series. And you guys may recall me like raving about Laini Taylor's Strange the Dreamer from, I think it was 2017 it came out, because Muse of Nightmares came out last year, the end of last year, I think. So her previous series is, I just completely blanked on the first name of the book because I'm holding the second one. Okay, hang on. just hold up. Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. Okay, so I read Daughter of Smoke and Bone a couple of years ago and really enjoyed it, and it was really cool, but I never got around to the second, which is Days of Blood and Starlight. And there's a third one as well, which is Dreams of Gods and Monsters. And so I've got that one too. Again, one of these series that all three of the books don't match. Like, what is wrong with me? I don't know. It stresses me out. Anyway, yeah, but it's cool. It's kind of like urban fantasy. So kind of like, I don't really want to compare it to like the Shadowhunters books by Cassandra Clare, because they're a lot more detailed and what's the word? They're more adult than the City of Bones series and the likes, I think. From what I can remember, I don't remember all the details from the first one. I just remember really enjoying it. Yep. So I actually really need to pick this one up. Sometimes, and it's not that big. Okay, it's 500 pages. Why are there so many big books? But anyway, that is that one. I definitely need to read that one because I really like her, Laini Taylor's storytelling and world developing, and yeah. One day. Probably not this year, to be honest, but
Okay. My final book is A Storm of Swords by George R.R. Martin, which is the third book in the Game of Thrones series.
Okay, yep.
So I read the first two a while ago, and I technically don't own the third book. I own the first half of the third book, because for some reason some of the books are in halves.
What?
So I own the...
George, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. So technically there's like 7 books, but technically elsewhere there's like 9 books if you get like the halves. I don't know.
What?
But I've been putting it off, and just because they're so big, and yeah, like that half one is bigger than the first Game of Thrones book, so
that's ridiculous. Like, why is that not just book 3 and then the next half is book 4?
I don't know.
Why?
Maybe
why
they had them as
okay.
the third book, and then people got put off by how big it was, so they split it in 2.
That's just ridiculous.
I don't know.
They should have split it to begin with.
They should have, and
they could have split it and then sold them both at the same time, I guess.
Yeah.
Like books 3 and 4, if they wanted them, like, you know, to kind of go together. But 3 and 4 is much less daunting than 3 part 1 and 3 part 2.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Because
like,
some
mentally.
Reason, I own 1, 2, 3 part 1, 4, and 7 part 1.
Right, okay.
So,
yeah.
I've been putting it off because it's just so big, and it's George R.R. Martin, and yeah. But I want to read it because Game of Thrones finishes tomorrow, so I have no more Game of Thrones.
Yes, it does. Oh my gosh.
So I need to get my Game of Thrones fix somewhere else, which I'm assuming is going to be those books.
Yes, probably. Your the number of books that you have is like my Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. There are 14 books, and over the years 14, which is why I've only ever gotten up to book 4, but that's a whole nother story. That's just a whole nother thing. But I've been collecting them all like at op shops and book sales and stuff, but I only buy them if they're the same cover because I need them all to match because, you know,
like,
I feel like at this stage they can all match because they've been out for so many decades now. So I've got books 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. So I'm only missing 3. Wow, I'm only missing 3. I'm quite impressed with that. But it has taken me about 10 years to get this far, and I've still only read the first 4. Actually, I've read the first one twice, because I read the first 4, like, way back when I was a teenager, and then kind of forgot about it, to be honest. Came back to it, and I was like, oh yeah, like, because my friend really, really loves the series, and I love kind of like big fantasy worlds that he's created.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, but I don't remember anything, so I have to start again. So I reread the first one and then didn't read it again. So yeah.
Yeah.
There's my little tangent about books that I don't have complete series of.
Yeah. They're sitting all nicely on my shelf. They get the top shelf and they're surrounded by dragons and Jon Snow, so
good.
I should read them.
The way they should be.
Yes, yeah. They've got dragons guarding them. Dragons that are now dead.
Oh, we can't talk about that. Okay. Okay, so my last book is one that my friend gave me when I left England. So this would have been the end of 2013 or 13, I think. As kind of a goodbye present. Because she really, really liked it, and I really like the sound of it, and it is Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke. So this is the front, and then this is how many pages it has. It's like probably the biggest book I have, and let me just flip to the...
Wait.
Okay, are you ready?
You were moving back countries, and someone gave you a gigantic book.
Yes, but we had a shipping container, so it was fine. This was the time that we went to IKEA and bought up as much stuff as we could because we had a shipping container to fill, and all our stuff at home only filled half the shipping container, so we needed to go and buy some more stuff. Anyway, so the book size was fine because I just popped it in the shipping container. But this book, the one that I have, it's a Bloomsbury book, has got 1,006 pages.
Why?
And that it's mind-bogglingly big. And it's a bestseller. Like, everyone obviously loves the book, and I'm excited. I'm excited by the concept. Like, it's cool. It's like 1806, the year. It's in England. There's it sounds fun. But it's also this big. Like, this is huge.
You don't need that many pages to tell a story.
Like, if somebody came into my house and I didn't want them there, I could easily hit them with this book and they'd be knocked out. You know, I could throw this book at a window and it would break the window and probably whoever was behind the window. You know, it is so big. I'm just trying to imagine what the hardcover would be like because I've got the paperback.
Oh, wow,
and it is,
yes.
You know, it's colossal. Yeah, so anyway, but on this kind of similar track, there is actually, I believe, a TV show based on this book.
Okay.
And I remember it being kind of announced last year maybe, so I assume that it's out and about. So then I was like, well, do I just watch the show and not read the book? But I hate doing that because I like to read the book before I see the show or watch the movie. But it's 1,006 pages, so I don't know. So that is, So that one's been on my list for, 5 years? But it's been out for longer, I think.
Maybe you could watch, the first episode and see if you actually like the story.
I could, yeah.
And then go into the book.
Yeah, so it was published in 2004. But it could be one of those books where, you start reading and it's so good that you just keep reading, and it doesn't take that long, But you still have to start the book.
Holding it at the very beginning would be so annoying.
It's just look
you have to just put it on a table and just...
And I'd need you definitely have to crack some spines with this book to make it so you're not peering in it's huge. It's generous.
So I have a fair few shout-outs, and this is just what was off the top of my head last night. So I have the rest of the To All the Boys I've Loved Before series. So P.S. I Still Love You and Always and Forever Lara Jean. Caraval. I really want to try reading it again.
Yeah, try reading it again.
Just because finale came out this week or so. So
yes,
everybody's excited about it. So I want to try it again. Clockwork Angel to try start that series.
Mm-hmm.
City of Heavenly Fire to finish off that series.
Oh my gosh, I still can't believe you haven't read that. Okay.
I don't understand why I haven't, but I haven't. All the Light We Cannot See, which is the last on my vow to read. Strange the Dreamer and Cinder, which I've wanted to read, just haven't got around to it. So, yes, that is my shout-outs, and I didn't say any authors, so sorry. Good luck with that.
We'll put them in the show notes.
But they're all pretty obvious. Yes.
Yeah.
So, that's my shout-outs. And I've probably forgotten many.
Okay, definitely for sure. Okay, so shout-outs that have been on my TBR list for, like, longer than they should be. The rest of the Percy Jackson series, because I've read the first 2. Okay, so I'm not doing too badly. There are 5 in that series. Also, the rest of the Court of Thorns and Roses series.
Oh,
it's been on my list for way too long. Yes, and the rest of Throne of Glass for me as well. I think I've got 4 more books to read. There's so many of them.
There's 7, right?
Also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. Okay, yeah, 7. So I need to read that as well because I've had those for way too long. The other one is a book called The Golem and the Genie, which is by Helene Wicker, I think. I'm like reading from a distance. But I've had that for ages and my friend really enjoyed it. And so it's been kind of on my list. Also Legendary, which is the second in the Caraval series. And then also the Wise Man's Fear, which is by Patrick Rothfuss, which is the second in the Name of the Wind series, which I've had for a couple of years now. And I loved the first one, so I need to read that. And then just so many series that I haven't finished. Yeah, I think that's me.
Oh, one thing I just spotted on my shelf. I have had The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling since it came out, and I have not read it.
So have I. Neither have I.
Well, I read the first chapter 1,000,000 times and never got further than the first chapter.
Oh, no.
So...
Is that because you didn't like the first chapter? Or because you picked up other books? Or...
I think it was just... it's J.K. Rowling. I'm expecting magic. It's regular people. Yeah. So I think I just didn't like it because it was bad, but just didn't like it because it wasn't Harry Potter.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why I haven't picked it up.
Yeah.
Like I bought it because I was like, great, she's got more writing. It'll be interesting to see what else she can write about other than, Hogwarts. But alas, I have not even attempted to read it.
I don't know anything else.
Yeah, I was like, it doesn't have Hogwarts in it. I don't know if I can be bothered.
No.
When people come into my room and they see the books on my shelves, the first thing they say is, wow, you got a lot of books. I'm like, yes, I have about 600, but, here we go. And they point to a book and they're like, what did you think of this book? And I'm like, I haven't read that one. Choose a different one. What did you think of this book? I haven't read that one either.
Yep.
But, it's on my shelf, which means it's on my TBR list, which means I will get around to it eventually, probably when I'm retired.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of books on my shelf, like, books that were like $2, so I picked them up because they looked exciting, but I've never got around to them, and they just don't seem interesting anymore, but, like, I kind of want to read them at some point, and they have pretty covers, so I'll keep it, and...
Maybe they'll be interesting in a couple of years.
Yeah, I'll get to them one day. It's just, I keep getting more books.
Yeah. Yes.
It's not their fault. It
is a bit of a problem.
Books that are better.
It's not the book's fault. Let us know, podcast listeners, what's on the top of your TBR list. And we will let you know if we've read any of them. We won't give away spoilers, of course, because
we probably haven't.
Sad.
Because,
We probably haven't, as you can probably guess.
We're making a book podcast, but we've barely read any books.
Well, yeah.
It seems.
I've just seen so many more that I could have added. What are some of the books that have been on your to-be-read pile for way too long? Let us know by flicking us a tweet at Rants and Reviews, or sending us a message or tagging us in a post on Instagram at Rants and Reviews Pod. Until next time, happy reading.